Okay, let's take a look at the Arpeggiator section, followed by the sequencer section. This is where this, I think this keyboard really excels when it comes to the sequencer section compared to, say, the Pro 8 and the Pro 6. It's so in depth. Actually, it's quite complicated to use, and it's one of those things that you sort of need to do it quite a few times, or have something written down to give you a little keep the instruction manual in front of you, really, when you're doing it for the first few times, because there's a few odd button pushes that aren't labelled at all on the front of the panel. So, but I suppose that's because it's in depth. Anyway, initial preset. Let's turn the Arpeggiator on. One note, two notes, various modes. So let's put major chord on. So we can have it going up, down, the order in which you press the keys, or random. This can now be synced actually to whatever. Really confusing then when I first tried this and I had sync on. If you've got sync on and it's not synced to anything, nothing plays. And it just it was the most confusing thing for a while. There was a few of the patches that I've made and I couldn't get them to work again, and I was just racking my brain trying to work it out why, and that was it. So if you're not synced up to anything, don't press sync. So here we go. I've pressed sync. Okay, so up one octave. Let's put it on up, because then we can hear 2 octaves. That'll go down octaves as well. Okay, got an invert button, which is interesting. So instead of going, oops, turn it off. Instead of going straight up the octaves, it sort of goes. Let's try that. Turn it on. And then back and forth. It's all pretty straightforward sequencer stuff. Obviously latch on, which is really handy to have. Now we can go in and play with it. Let's go into the presets, so click and hold. It takes you back to where you last were on these things, which is really annoying. Well, it is annoying, sometimes it's not. So let's go to Arpeggiator. Sometimes it's not annoying because it's where you want to be. Go in, gate length, love this. So dance from 1% up, or just go to 0, go to off. To 100%, I love that. Means you can do all sorts of things that you can't do on a standard arpeggiator. I noticed when I was doing the Pro 8 and the Pro 6 is that the gate lengths on those are different, and you might be able to go in and change them on there, but I've not found how to. It's so simple on this. Clock division. Let's go down. So you change with the fine tune knob or the up and down buttons. So if we go to cursor in and up and down. Triplets, 32s, 32 triplets, 64 triplets. 16th dotted, 8th. So that's nice. And now we come to well, another little beauty in this, which is the swing. Let's add a bit of swing. So it goes from 50%, which is straight, to 100%. So you're knocking out half the notes there. So 54%, just a nice little swing on there, and this can sync to the LFOs. I mentioned in previous video, if you go to the controller section on the LFO, you can go and edit the modulation section, and you can turn the LFO swing on. So this LFO will be swinging when it's in sync, in time with the swing of the arpeggiator. Means you can get all sorts of really nice things, and it doesn't start to sound too muddled. Okay, let's turn that off. So I think that sort of that does the arpeggiator. An arpeggiator is an arpeggiator. It goes from, it says here, from 2 BPM to 280 BPM. Can't see what BPM it is. That's really annoying. You know, it's not a game changer, but it would be nice if you could actually see what BPM you were playing at. Okay, so next up is the sequencer section. Okay, so let's get an initialized patch. And let's look at the sequencer. So this on the face of it is really easy to use. Let's just do a simple. That's 9, isn't it? Oh, it's quite a little mistake in there, but let's have a look at how that sounds. Oh, turn it on. So you can hear there's 9 steps in that. So let's go into edit the steps. Bank and latch together, and we can set the last step to 8 by pressing 8 and holding this. That's the keyboard octave button, so set it to 4 as the last, so back to 9 again, back to 16, see what happens. 16 and then got to make sure that you're really careful to push the key before you push keyboard octave. It's quite weird with the sequencer actually. It really does depend on what you push before the next key, or the order in which you press the keys, I should say. Pressing 16 and that will do it, but pressing that and then pressing 9 won't. So you've got to press 9 and then that, or 8 and then that before it'll work. So really a case of making sure that you've read the manual, I suppose. But it's really confusing when I was first using this because you know it's not labelled, so it really is quite confusing. But I'd rather have the functions than not have the functions. So let's start again. Let's do a sort of little acidy line. See what that sounds like. Okay, so we're in patch edit mode, as you saw before. We step edit mode, so you can come out of that, which is playing patch 11.4, as it's shown there, back into step edit mode. This is flashing, all those are lit. They're the steps that are playing, so let's knock a few of those out. An 18 dB slope. Sort of acidy little thing. Nice. Latch. Plays itself. Take latch off. So we've seen we can put rests in. We can also tie notes together. So press 1 and 3 together. So hold the 2 of them. Put 2 and 3 on. Sorry, press 1 and 3. So that should hold the first 3 C's are put in. There you go. So a few more little extra bits there to your average sequencer, and then we can get a little bit more complicated again by adding some modulation to it. It remembers, the sequencer remembers the keys and the position of the modulation wheel for each step. So we will need to tell the modulation wheel what it's going to be modulating. So this is where it gets a little bit fiddly. We go into the preset editor, preset and hold. Let's go to the page we need. So let's go to back. Oh, back again. So to get arpeggiator, sequencer, filter, envelope. Now what we want to do is look at the sequencer. So okay, and what of modulation destination? We need that to be, we want it to be, say, the resonance. So let's change that to resonance. So you get to see how many various combinations there are in this now. So cursor to go in. Filter resonance, there we go. Sequencer modulation amount. So let's set that to, I don't know, say 50. There you go, 50. Okay, so now what we want to do is go into some of these steps and add modulation. So to edit the step itself, you press and hold and press bank. Now this is flashing. This is what we're going to edit, and bank's not lit, so we'll push that up. So that should hopefully have added a modulation that is going to the filter resonance at 48%. So let's do another one, 7 and bank. So we're now editing that. Let's move that down to there, just a little bit less. And then let's try and play that. So how do we get out of that mode? Let's just press bank. There we go, we're back in step edit mode. There we go. On 7 and 9, you can hear the resonance coming in. So we can set the start and end points. Done the start and end points, so then we've got we can shift the whole sequence left and right, as it were, backwards and forwards. I think the way you do that, as far as I remember, is hold bank and press forward and backwards. No, that's not right. It's back and forth. It's this range up here. So you hold bank and you shift it along. You can see the lights shifting across. So watch these two as they skip along. And then they come back to the start. So if we shift it along a few steps, it'll start. Let's do a few more. So same sequence, just playing in just a different start point. So that's quite a nice simple sequence. We can also now we've got the modulations going there. Maybe we could sync this to the arpeggiator to the LFO on LFO2, or sync LF2 to the arpeggiator. So just get some nice little effects going on there, and have lots of things bouncing around in the same sequence. Let's stick that through a little delay, actually. Hear what this sounds like. Nice. Let's also have a look at maybe just some others I've made previously to come out of this. Let's go into... I did do some. So 64-step sequence. Let's turn the delay off. So that, the other thing that obviously you can do with the sequence is swing it. So if we go into preset edit again, and then we come back. edit the sequencer. Let's go to the arpeggiator and swing the arpeggiator. So that's done by the arpeggiator. Another thing you can do is ratchet the notes. I've just deleted that one that I've just made, haven't I? So we need to come into the sequence and edit it. Get it off the preset mode so we can see I'm editing page 1, step 5 it's on at the minute. If we ratchet, say step 9, press step 9, press latch, and it should ratchet on step 9, which means it'll sort of do like a rapid fire. So you hear the dun 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 dun. Let's stop it. Let's just make let's make step 16 the last step. So it's just doing the same 16 steps over and over. There you go. So to change the number of ratchets per step, you can press bank and Alt back and forth to reduce it, or invert to increase it. So this should have increased the number of ratchets on beat 9. There you go. Let's go down to 1. Should be 2, 4, 8. There you go. I think that about covers the sequencer. So it's not massively complicated, but just remembering bank plus the key does one thing. There's been a number of occasions when I've tried to be changing to go into editing and I've changed the preset somehow, which has been really annoying because I've not saved it at that point, and I've pressed bank and whatever, and because I didn't press it in the right order, it's taken me to a new preset, which is a bit annoying to say the least. But yeah, it's so not overtly complicated, but really nice. So if we go back to the sequence I just made a minute ago, I think that was on. So let's just get that up again, which was, so it was, start again. Let's go into there, edit that. What notes was I playing? 6. Let's play this. I'm still on record. Amateur. Here we go. So I've recorded some extra at the end of that, so I'll just make sure that 16 is the last one. There you go. So that's really handy, that being able to come back and just cut the end off, because there's so many occasions I've left that on record. Change the step length, maybe make it a bit shorter. So go into preset. Just stop it for a second. Preset, hold it. Down the page. Back. Cursor. I'll go into the sequencer. Modulation destination. So let's stick that back again at the filter. Resonance. Cursor down. Cursor for in, amount, extend it to about 50. Okay. Then go back in. So I'm trying to do this so how quickly it can be done. I'm not overly confident myself, and I'm going to manage to do this without messing it up. So 7 and 9. We're editing 7. There you go. A bit of resonance. Let's go into 9. A little bit less resonance. So I'm back into step edit mode. So let's play it again. Match. There you go. Stick put 2 on, tie them together. Turn this modulation down a bit. And then let's see if we can go and change the gate again using the Arpeggiator menu. Gate length. I mean, you could do stuff like this with the envelope attack, I suppose, but a bit more fun. Just showing you that you can do different things. It'd be nice to actually, let's compare that to what I did, the one I did on the Prophet 6. Just give me 1 second. So back to this one. Here we go. So you can see you can get a lot more. You can obviously get a lot more interest in a few steps and ties. That's the sequencer. So I hope you found that walkthrough useful. Thanks for watching.